Hello everyone, this is Shelby with Shelby Creations. Welcome back to the Dragon's Den. Now, working in our interactive journal, or junk journal, and one of the things I've been thinking about is how to keep little things that I know I want to go in here, like tags or whatever. I want a spot to put them, but I don't want to put them in a bin or a container. I want them here. So, my idea is to make a storage pocket right on the inside cover. And, or should I do back cover? Well, there's no reason why we can't do both. Well, let's start with front cover. Now, I know I want it to have some thickness to it. I don't want it to be a flat pocket. So I've got, and I couldn't find, different, I didn't have enough of this to go, and I really don't think that would work too well. So I picked out these two. We're going to try it with this. And I have closures. I figure we'll use Velcro closures here, because once you, put them down, they're usually pretty safe. So, first thing I want to do is find the width of my pocket. So, this is double-sided, but I'm using this side. So I want to come in, and I know I want it a little thick. So, I'm going to go and do a 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to come back and do another 1/2 inch. So when we fold it, that's how thick our pocket's going to be. Okay, now I'm going to go from here and see, I probably want it to go probably to here, right here. So grab out my pencil, a little Pikachu pencil, and I'll put a mark right there. Now, I could take it to the cutter and cut it, but I'm not going to do that. What I am going to do, because see, this, if I fold it all the way in, it ends at a mark. And it's over just enough to where I need it a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down, and I'm going to do my first mark right there. Now I'm going to move that over one, make sure that's the same thing all the way down, make sure it's in the same groove, and I'm going to come over that 1/2 inch. Now I'm going to do it one more time, because make sure those are up there. I want a cutting line. So I've got 3 where I want them. Then I can come in here just like this and trim down that one piece and trim that off. Now, we're up to here. I know I'm going to need the same at 1/2 and 1 coming down on the bottom. Do 1/2 here, and then again at 1 inch. Just like that. I'm going to go ahead and bend these in. Now, to make things very simple, I'm going to come up here and cut this section out. Trim that one off. God, I need to clean my scissors. They're sticking. And then all I'm doing is cutting along the score lines. Cutting that. Now, what that does is that gives us our sides. So we'll have this here, and that again, that's how thick it will be. Just like that. Now, what I'm going to do is make sure that this is as tall as I want it. Or do I want it shorter? I may want to come shorter. So, again, you know me, I hate measuring. So I'm going to fold that all the way in and fold, well, let me start with these. Let's fold these two in. And come on. I think I'm going to trim. Now I've got it pressed up against here, and I can see that I've got the same distance across here and down. There we go. All right, bottom part's done. Oh, get rid of some of this trash here. Now we got the top part. So we only have to worry about this being as wide as that there. But then how far down are we going to need it? So we'll start there. Now, to put this one on, what I'm going to do is, let's get the bottom on first, then we'll worry about the top. Put that over there. Now on here, what I like to do is to come right along the edge here, because this is the side that's going to be stuck down. I come right along that edge, grab out Jack. Yes, I found Jack. It's so nice when you clamp your desk and you're finding stuff that you misplaced or it got hidden under things. With me, it usually gets hidden under things. There goes two, and then we'll do our third one here. Just like that. Here, now we've got those three. And this, in fact, let me, so that you can see, because it, you know, you may not be able to see it on camera. So let me just do this. So that you can see what I'm doing. In fact, if we're going to ink, we're going to go ahead and do the whole thing. We'll go across there. Just like that. And then got this one here. And I'm just doing this so that you can see where our lines are. So here's where we're at. Now, what I want to do is, this is going to be a box. Now, I didn't even think about it, but if you could make your box as big as a book or something that would fit in it, so that you have a way to compress it when it goes in. I'm just going to use the big bone folder. So, let's see, Pokey tool right here. Now what I'm going to do is, all I'm going to do is lift these corners. I'm not taking it all the way off, because this is where I'm going to fit corner to corner, just like that. And I'll put that back down there. And again, pick this side up, and then put that, fit that corner to corner, and press that down. See, now you can see it more like how it's going to be. So at this point, I can remove my tape. Come down here, and I'm going to get it off of this side. And then because I do not want this going anywhere, we all know that after a while tape will give, I'm going to reinforce that with glue. Now, I put the tape here because I don't want the glue coming into the center. It acts sort of like a barricade. So I'll put glue down there, and then you can put glue over tape, and then come down this way, do that corner, and then all the way down there. Now, to set, I want to make sure that I hold these where I want them to be. And then I will simply place it down, give it a little push, but then go back in with your bone folder and carefully run it down those sides and across the bottom to make sure everything sticks. And there's our pocket. That is how easy it is. I know some of you may say, that's a lot of steps. Yes, it is. But we are making a storage container. So I probably want it to come, I may want to trim off this much. I don't know if I've got, if that will, nope, it's a little bit shy. So, let's see, I need it, I'm going to turn this over. So I'm going to go from here to here, and I know I want it as wide as my pocket. So this is where I may need my ruler. All right, so that's 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll come back up here on this side, and 1 and 7, 8. And then I'm going to join those two pieces, or those two marks, just like that. Now, a lot of newbies don't have, the big fancy cutters, or you may be just wanting to do this and, not pull out all the heavy stuff. You can totally, absolutely do this with just your scissors. There. Now, from here, what I want to do is, where did I put my scoreboard? Remember, we're at a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to come on this side, and I'm going to come around here on the back side, because I think you can see it a bit better. I'm going to do 1 inch, or 1/2 inch, and then 1 inch. Just like that. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. Fold those over. Now, to figure out how long we want our top to be, because I don't know how tall I'm going to put stuff in here. In fact, I could pretty much leave it like that, but I think it's a bit much. So I'm going to come in here with this, maybe take a couple of inches off, or an inch or so, just like that. So now we're up to here. And if you want, you can round your edges. We're going to do that. Why? Just because I want a finished, sort of a finished look on the pocket, just like that. Close that up. Put that away. I'm trying to keep things cleaned as we go. Now, again, with our tape, we may need to ink the top, because we did ink the bottom. just like this. And why not? We can ink the inside. I mean, yeah, we may end up putting something on here. You don't have to decorate every page, you know, when you're working on it. You can come back later and decorate it. Now, for here, I want my tape to go first. And then I'll have my glue. But what I want to do at this point is to measure it equally. What I'm doing is I'm fitting this here. And I'm laying it up to here. And then I'm going to come up here. Because this is, I want this to, you know, to come down straight. So lay it there and then just come in here. And just, I'm just going to do a line across. And you can barely see it. And I'll show you why that was necessary. Okay, now we'll take off our, may seem like an extra step or two, but you know, it's gonna work. Come on, glue. I don't know why this stuff is, it's just like it's getting thick. I may have to add some acetone to it. Yeah, just a few drops. There. Now I've got my tape and I've got, so I want this to come right on that line. So I'm going from here to here. So get it ready and do it this side because I can't see that side. All right, so I'm gonna hold this here and bring this up until it hits that line. And hold it there, make sure it's even before I let go. Oh, I'm already down. So if it is, it is. If it's, all right, we're off a little bit. But I don't care. Well, yeah, I do a little bit, but we can still correct that because we have our closures. Now, I'm going to take off both halves at one time. Both pieces, just like that. And I'm going to put it here on the top where I want it. And then come down here and match my sides and press it there. And look at there, we're good. Now, something that, let me see if I can get hold of it. Trying to reach my stapler. I've got a tiny attacher. Now, when you're doing something like this, the easiest way I have found is to do it upside down. I don't know if this is going to let me do it that far in, but I'm going to come in so that the prongs are coming up in this part here. And if you want, you can do the same here. And then you can put a pretty bow or button or whatever you want there. Where's the... And that's not going to come off. See? Just like that, it makes it easier to open and close. And there's our pocket. There. There is our pocket. Now you can come back over here with a sticker or something to cover up the staple on this side. But because the ends are on this side, it's not going to snag on anything when you put something in. And if you reach and actually feel, there's not really much there to catch on things. So, we've got our pocket in. Step 1. We got a lot to fill up still. But if you thought the pocket was fairly easy, give it a try. You know, the more you do things that you're not sure of, or you're beginning with, the better you will get in the process of doing them. I mean, I would have to actually go buy a tutorial to do anything, whether it was even something as simple as a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And I know a lot of you say, oh, really? That? Hey, it happens. Now, remember, we've got these, and I buy these at the Dollar Tree. And I've got these in with my other closures. I've got one more pink, and I've got all these little ones from Tim Holtz. So that goes in. We put that away. We're going to put our big bone folder away. Put our tape away. Remember, once you get your desk cleaned up, if you put things away after your session or after you use them, it's a lot easier to keep your desk clean. Put that there, put that back there. I'm going to use that as trash. And then scissors go away. Bone folder goes back where it belongs. And then I've got these two. This could actually be a belly band. This I could use either way. So I'm going to hang on to my scraps because we'll definitely be using them. There is trash, and my desk is virtually clean. So take a moment, clean up your mess. It'll be a lot easier in the long run. I know I keep preaching on this, and then you've seen my cleaning videos. They're horrid. But I do it not only to remind you, but to remind myself. So if you've enjoyed watching me make this pocket and you want to try it, please do. It is, once you've done it, you'll see how simple it is. Give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this little part. Tuesdays and Thursdays are our junk journal days. We have this one. We also have our Jewel Tone Victorian. Saturdays is a whatever day. And we've got more coming in our interactive junk journal. So stay tuned, and until next time, bye guys.